You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel guys, it's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers' very impressive win over Standard Liege yesterday. If you're new to the channel and you've not already subscribed, please think about doing that. Just hit that button just at the bottom there. Please hit the like button as well, and we'll try and get this channel as far as we possibly can, and I'll just get straight into this video guys. So the match finished Rangers 3, Standard Liege 2. Fantastic win for us. If you told me after about 10-15 minutes to this game that we were going to go on and win, and not only win, we're going to win comfortably and possibly miss a couple of chances to go even further ahead, I would never have believed in a million years. Our passing in the opening 10-15 minutes of this game was really poor, and in fact throughout the first half really our passing was poor, and I think that's down to the Standard Liege tactics. They had to go for it, they had to get the win to remain in Europe, and they went all out attack, and not just all out attack, they went for us. They pressed us very, very high up the park, and to be honest, in that first half in particular we just couldn't really handle it, and we made a couple of defensive errors. I'll go into the goals in a wee bit in a second, but overall we came through strong in the second half, particularly in the last like half hour of the game. I thought we were really, really good, and we obviously could have scored maybe 3 or 4 more goals. It was a really good performance in that second half, but as I said, the first half we just weren't quite clicking, and our passing was poor. They were pressing very high up the park, as I said, and they just weren't giving us any room to kind of move it. I think we spent most of the first half hour of that game pinned into our own half. We couldn't get over the halfway line and really create anything of any real note, to be honest. I don't want to be too negative, but I'm not going to sit here either and just lie and say we were absolutely amazing for 90 minutes of that game. It's just not true. We won it, and it took us a wee while to get into the game. But in saying that, we managed to get to half time level pegging, which is really, really quite bizarre considering just how much of the ball they had and how much they were pressing us back. They were creating a few dangerous situations in attack. They weren't really creating any big real chances where you could say, oh, he's got a score there, or we were lucky there. I think it's just maybe the final ball that let them down as well. But in that first half I thought they were by far the better team. I'll look at some of the goals right now. Obviously they scored in the 6th minute of the game, which I was really quite annoyed about because it was Alan McGregor's record game, 83 appearances in Europe over the 2 spells at the club. Absolutely fantastic. He's overtaken Barry Ferguson now. Great achievement, and I was a bit annoyed that after 6 minutes of his appearance the ball's in the back of the net and he couldn't really do too much about it. The ball came down their left hand side, our right. Tav kind of goes towards the ball and it just gets dinked over his head. The ball ends up wide on the left, and Connor Golson tries his best to get in there and block the cross, but he's just not quick enough to get across. He's not tight enough to his man. Cross comes in, it goes right across Balogun, who a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe he could have dealt with that. But the ball does pass him, and Lestienne is there getting ahead of Barisic, who I think was maybe wrong side. He should have been goal side of him to stop him getting in there, but he gets in there in between the Balogun and Barisic, taps it in. As I said, Alan McGregor's got absolutely no chance of stopping it, and it's 1-0 after just 6 minutes. After they got the goal, it was them that was keeping up the intensity. They were keeping the pressure on us, and as I say, we really couldn't get out in that first half at all. Around about the 30th, 35th minute or something like that, just in between that time, we started to create a little bit more. We got a chance from Ryan Kent, who had it. It was miles wide, but it was a chance at least. We had something to hope for. We had another chance on target. I think it was Morelos on target, I think. And I thought slowly we're trying to come into this game a little bit better. We're getting further and further up the pitch, and we got a corner in the 39th minute and swung in for Barisic, another assist. Goldson's completely unmarked. All he needs to do is just jump up and head it towards goal, and the keeper's completely beaten. Nobody around Goldson whatsoever, and it was a really, really good finish. I'm thinking, yes, 1-1, we're right back in this. But unfortunately, not even a minute later, probably less than a minute actually, the ball's in the back of it again. The cross comes in from deep from the right hand side, kind of just bypasses everyone. I think Balogun's on his man, and I think he's expecting to get there. He kind of slides in, doesn't get the ball, and it goes right to the back post. Tavernier's the man who should be marking. Chop puts it in, and then collides with the post. The only time I've been disappointed for an opposition player to hit the post. And it was really disappointing to lose a goal so quickly after getting back into the game and feeling like we maybe really had a chance here. And it was poor defending again, to be honest. I felt like at that time we were going to go in behind at half time, but just on half time we got a lifeline. Barisic crosses the ball in for the left, and I think it just gets headed out. Comes to Goldson. Goldson heads it back in. Kamara controls it on his chest and then back heels very quickly to Kamara Roof. Roof gets the ball, sets himself up for the shot, and it kind of takes the deflection off the defender. Goalkeeper puts it round the post for a corner, or so we think. A few seconds later the referee's changed his mind. He's got a call for the linesman in his ear that it was a handball. The replay shows that it did hit his hand, but I really think it was very, very harsh to give the penalty. That his hand's actually behind him when it strikes his arm. It did change the deflection, the flight of the ball, which is I think possibly why the penalty was given. And Tavernier stepped up, and just as he went to take it he slipped, but he managed to get the shot on target and the keeper went the wrong way, and we went in 2-2 at half time. At half time I was expecting Gerrard to put the rocket up them and get them playing a little bit better, but even in the first opening 10-15 minutes of the second half we just weren't at it. They were playing their game that they played in the first half, pressing us high up the pitch, making us forced errors into mistakes and that. And they got a chance in the 55th minute. Through ball, Connor Goldson's caught wrong side of the player, and he's got inside. McGregor comes out and makes a really good save and block to put out for a corner. And that was perhaps possibly a warning sign for us that we had to kind of just up our game a little bit. On the 63rd minute we managed to get ourselves in front. After picking it up in the last 5 minutes we started to create again like we did with the first goal, and this time it's the left hand side. A wee bit of play involving I think Barisic, Arfield, Kamara, they're all involved, and eventually comes to comes to Kamara on the edge of the box, and he plays a wonderful wee reverse pass in behind for Ryan Kent to run onto. Ryan Kent takes a couple of touches, drives into the box, and then plays it right across into the middle, round about the penalty spot. Arfield's coming in, runs on it perfectly and just puts it away beautifully. Really, really tidy finish, great move for Rangers, and we were ahead. And after that we started to really get gaining confidence, and it was all about us creating chances and being stopped by Bodart, who I thought had an amazing game in goal for them. He played really, really well. Did well to save a shot from Tavernier from a free kick, pushed it out, did well, and no long after that Barisic on the other side took a free kick and he just tipped it onto the bar. It was a really good free kick from Barisic, very similar to the one that he scored against Falkirk last week, and it was tipped onto the bar as I said. The other chance was Goldson had a really good free header from the corner again. Again tipped over the bar from the goalkeeper, and he went through him like a 10-15 minute spell of just stopping everything that came at him. Really good play. Really quite frustrating because I really thought at that point that our play merited it. We completely turned it around for the first half where we couldn't really string any passes together or get forward. Now we got that confidence, we were in front and we were playing really well, and I honestly feel that we probably deserved another goal. There's one about 6 minutes from time, Goldson long ball over the top, Kamara Roof goes straight through. He's got a 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He's got Kent on his left hand side, but I think the defender's just kind of in front of him, so I think it kind of blocks the pass a little bit. He goes for it himself, and unfortunately the goalkeeper makes a good save yet again. And so it finished 3-2 to Rangers. Obviously great win, gets us through. We now means we've got a game next week where we can kind of play about a little bit against Lech Poznan. I don't want to go too crazy and make too many changes, and I don't think Gerrard will, but he will tweak a couple of things I think for next week's game. I really want to finish on a high note. I didn't want that unbeaten record to go away just yet, and it would be absolutely amazing to top the group if we could get that win next week. So in terms of man of the match, I thought this one was fairly easy. I thought Stephen Davis throughout the game was absolutely outstanding. Even when we were going through the wee spell in the first half where we weren't playing that well, I thought he was one of the ones that was continually trying to get the ball, make things happen, and he's just one of these players who's just everywhere. I really admire the way that he goes about his business on the park. I'm kind of a defensive player myself, very defensive minded, and that's exactly what he is. He's so clued up, he knows exactly where to be, and a lot of people say, oh, he's not obviously not got legs anymore, he's not got the pace. He really doesn't need it. It reminds me of Davy Weir. Obviously Davy Weir didn't have pace when he was at the end of his career at Rangers, but he had it up there. He knew exactly where to be, and I think in Davis's case that's very, very similar. And that's why he's got so many caps for Northern Ireland as well. So that's me pretty much done the video now. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry it's so late. I've been busy at work the last couple of days, so I didn't really get a chance to do the video any earlier than this, unfortunately. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow for the Ross County game. Cheers.